Hi everyone and welcome along. Today I have got a really gorgeous, cheerful little watercolour meadow for you. But what rather cleverly is lurking in here is some really good techniques on water control, because we today are going to master the ability to put wet page and wet colour together and not have a complete muddy mess. We're going to be able to control how much water we've got on the page and drop in colour that's the right kind of consistency to get these lovely, soft, colourful flowers, and then learn about how to wait for it to dry, layer up a little bit of detail, but also how to hold off on that detail in the distance so you get that sense of perspective. It's such a pretty little one. It'll make a great card, but it'll also give you some absolute brilliant watercolour techniques along the way. So grab your paints and let's get started. I've been really struck how the colours are really starting to come out in nature at the moment, and the feeling of sort of slight helplessness when you are presented with a wildflower meadow or a full colour of flowers, and you're like, how do I do this? How do I cope with this? Well, here is a nice little way of feeling like you can cope with it. So I've started off by just wetting my page. I've masked it out, so it means I'm going to get a nice crisp edge, fingers crossed, but I've just got a little postcard really. So what I'm going to begin with is a little bit of a sky and a little bit of a field, and it's very wet. I've used a size 8 brush, but at these early stages it's just all about light, bright colours, not worrying too much about anything getting too kind of heavy or bogged down. So I'm going to start with a bit of Cerulean Blue coming down from the sky, and it's kind of blending down into very little. Great, that's what we like. I'm going to take some green gold and some lemon yellow, and I'm going to sort of work my way up, but more kind of in patches. Sort of come in from the side a little bit yellower towards the back, and I'm going to sort of find my sort of horizon line maybe about just a bit higher than halfway. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place in blobs of colour for flowers in this stage whilst it's still wet, and what I'm doing is I'm just stalling for a little bit of time. I'm watching how my colour is drying on the page. You know, we all live in different areas of the world, different climates, different temperatures, different humidities, so this might go a bit differently for each of us, but what I'm doing is just waking up some really nice cheerful colours in my palette, and we're going to place in a few dabs of colour. I'm going to start with Hansa Yellow Medium, and that's pretty darn perfect in terms of the wetness is allowing the colour to sort of stay put quite well, so I'm really pleased with this. I'm now going to move on to Pyrrol Orange, and my shapes are going to get slightly larger towards the front and slightly smaller towards the back. Go for the red now. I don't necessarily know what these flowers are yet, but they are making lovely shapes on the page. I've gone for Opera Rose. We could place some sort of right down the front, right overlapping on the edges. I think this is a really fun one to try for your water control really, because we can see how the colours are sort of softening and travelling a little bit, but they're not travelling so much that we can't see them. Right, and a little bit of purple and just one or two up the top. And at this point we do want to let things dry 100%. And you're going to be surprised, it's going to have travelled a little bit further once it's fully dried. It looks so pretty and delicate, and what I'm just doing here is I've got some green gold and I'm just adding a bit of that cerulean blue into it just to cool it down a fraction. And then I've got green gold and I'm adding in a little bit of yellow to make it even more sort of warm and vibrant. And a little while ago we did looking at what happens when you put sort of colours, underpainting colours in landscapes, but we also talked about how the colours in the distance would be cooler and the colours in the foreground would be warmer. So what I want to do now is I want to place in sort of warm green gold in and around the flowers in the meadow. So doing this as a glaze, it's very dilute and delicate. It's not really sort of grasses as such at this point, it's just sort of a bit of colour. And when I get about halfway back, I'm going to start to integrate the cooler green in, and then we will be able to start adding some detail to our flowers. But the other thing that helps you sort of differentiate between warm and cool and distant and close is the amount of detail you place in. So we will be adding in a nice bit of detail on the flowers in the foreground, but we'll be letting them just soften into the distance in the background. So now I'm going to start to take, I don't want it too strong, just off in the distance, not too much. We're just going to get our meadow sort of established of where everything is. We're going to now use glazes to add just a little bit of detail to these flowers. And what I love is I feel like I'm already seeing shapes of flowers appear. Like I feel like I can see sort of almost like foxgloves appear in the pink. So I want to sort of create like a tall flower there, or a little, like, see, it's very, very delicate, but little bits of pink. Whereas there are other times it's not so obvious, even with a pink one. So it's a nice thing, we can have different pinks doing different things. Maybe just a little sort of bit in the centre there. But sort of down at the front is where the most detail will be, and then it's going to sort of disappear off into the distance. So you can have a lovely time. If you want, you could just literally put a little sort of dot of colour in the middle, and that's enough. Or you could, say for the yellow ones, I might just add like a tiny bit of yellow ochre to get a little centre. Or using maybe, I quite like the idea of just sort of spreading that out a little bit and getting a little bit more interest in there. So this is very much down to you, sort of how you want to do it. I think the purple ones, I quite like the idea of doing a little bit sort of underneath the flower to bring it out. So So I'm going to start sort of with my focus more towards the bottom here at the front, and then I will slowly start to sort of ease off on any detail as I move towards the middle and the distance. So I'm really happy with that level of detail in the front moving on towards the back. And now I just want to be really careful with adding in some little shoots of greenery and grass. I don't want it to be too strong, so I'm really diluting down my greens there. But if I just carefully place in a few sort of dashes here and there, starting at the bottom, of course. And what's nice, as I'm doing this, I'm suddenly seeing a bit more closely some of the colourful dots that I've not actually put any detail on, and I'm rather pleased about that, because I want there to be like a range of detail going on here. So I'm getting to the point at which I'm probably going to sort of minimise the amount of grass I'm putting in there. That feels like the right kind of amount. And then I think just maybe a little bit deeper, just a little bit in the front. It's a real delicate balance. But I think it looks really satisfying, and I think this would be such a nice little card to give someone in spring or summer. Maybe we could let's put a few birds in the sky as well. So to do that, we just need a little bit of a dark colour, and it's always nice to maybe have different sizes and different angles. I think that's really pretty. So let's carefully peel our masking tape off. Oh wow, that's satisfying, isn't it? Look at that. And you know what I really love, and it's a little unexpected side product of this, is how the little bits of rainbow colour are just creeping up the edges. It just frames it a little bit. So there you go, a lovely little simple flower meadow, which is a really good way to practice water control, watching how far your colours travel when you dab them on. So if you've enjoyed that, make sure to let me know in the comments. And liking the video is a huge boost as well. And I've seen this new little hype button as well below with the comments. Maybe check that out and give it a click. And the most important thing is to subscribe to the channel. It's totally free, but it means you'll never miss another video. So we will see you again next time. Bye!